Yeah, that's pretty
Ricky.
Crazy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dude, you got all your hair cut off. You lost your Arkansas mud flap. What happened?
Oh, it was time. It was time.
It looks good, though. It looks good.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
Ricky had the serious mullet when I saw him 4 years ago, man. I mean, it was the classic Arkansas mud flap. It was phenomenal. All gray. It was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool.
So, John, when we met at the show up in Canada, up in Ontario, Ron Capps was there, the funny car driver. So the three of us are there and we're talking. And I said to Ricky, I said, man, I got to go for a ride in that thing. And he goes, well, I'm going to ATCO next month. You can come with me. And Ron looks at me and goes, ATCO's got a really short shutdown. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, Ron. I've been there. And he goes, I wouldn't get in that thing. Ron Capps is saying he wouldn't get in it. I'm like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Well, you see the skeleton, right? You see the skeleton in there. I'm hoping that's what you look like when we're done.
I've lost plenty of weight, so it'll be good.
It'll be good time.
Yeah, so we got to figure out. We got to make it happen. It's going to be huge comedy.
We got to do it.
Yeah. I just got to wait and see how the surgery goes, man.
Yes.
That's good. That's going to be the biggie. But yeah. You know what? I noticed when there's that one shot when you're driving, dude, that thing, it's not like you're really working the wheel to keep it on the track, man.
No, not really. The main thing is you definitely want to keep it straight because it's a jet. So it's going to go where those freaking wheels go, it's going, right?
Right.
And there's no saving that. So, keep it straight. Just chill out. Let it do its thing. Once you pull the chutes, let it settle on its own. Forget about brakes. I'll just burn them up. Like, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah. For real.
That's so awesome.
Oh
my God. That's so cool.
So I've got primary chutes, which I got 2, and then I have my secondary. But in most cases, by the time you reach them, it's too late on your secondary.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the tracks do have a short shutdown. So I have to figure out where am I going to dump the laundry, right? Am I at the 8?
Right.
Am I going to do it 900 feet? 1,000-foot mark? I don't know. So
here's my questions, Ricky.
Yeah.
Why? Okay. What day did you wake up and go, this is what I'm doing?
Isn't it cool? Why not?
I got an idea. What is it? Like Wild E. Coyote. I'm gonna fucking put a jet on my ass and go.
Strap it on and fucking let's go. Well, you know what? I mean, it was. I've raced. We'll get into that, but I've raced. From Top Dragster to Nitro Funny Car for a couple of years. I used to race motocross when I was a kid. I was in boats with my father. I mean, I'm all over the spectrum, right? And then with the after the Nitro Funny Car, it was like I don't want to get out of racing, but I got to start making money. And
so you went to a jet truck.
What's that?
So you went to a jet truck. Yeah,
I went to a jet truck, and it's entertaining. There's nothing better than a family or anybody, male, female, whatever. And when they see this thing and they come up after the fact, they just go ballistic because it's an animal.
Yeah.
Dude,
you're making an impression on a lot of kids going, holy shit. They won't forget that. I don't care what happens. They're not going to forget.
No.
I mean, that's one of them things. You know what I mean?
I mean, we try to make it. I mean, our show is a good show. We do a good impression on everybody, the owners, the everybody. And then, of course, we've got hero cards and tattoos that we give to all the kids with Bone Shaker on it and everything. They go home, man. They are laughing. They're loving it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
That's so crazy.
Brad, let's go through some of the pictures that you mentioned, Ricky. Brad, bring some of those up, some of the cars and some of the jet boats, so Ricky can walk through the history of what led up to it so people know what's doing.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the Nitro Funny Car. So that was the 1971 Charger body. I'm sorry, satellite body. And it was a mid-'80s build. So I couldn't compete in the level that I wanted to, and nor could I afford it. I didn't have any sponsorship, so it was pretty much self-funded. And so we just do a lot of exhibition stuff up here in Canada. And, but I don't regret it. I mean, I got my feet wet. I love nitro. I'd drive another one tomorrow if I could.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good times, man.
What about Brad? Bring up the boat, the jet boat.
There you go. So that's my dad and I many years ago. So that was a 33-foot Sonic with a set of blowing 540s in it. And
God.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And we used to run around, that boat ran around 110, 120.
Holy shit.
And we used to run up again up here in Canada. We'd love to get down to Key West and whatever, but it just never worked out that way. But we used to do a lot of poker runs and stuff. And no matter what anybody says about a poker run, it's the first guy that gets there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the cards are the cards, but it's the first guy that gets there. So, you know, you've got fountains, you've got hustlers, you've got everything all around you. And, of course, you're going to race it out to the end. So
that's so crazy.
That was good.
I can only imagine a poker run on it in a boat. That's just, yeah, that's just crazy. That's because you're going full tilt.
Yeah, you're going full tilt. I mean, you really got to be on it, man. I mean, you think 100 miles an hour in a car, like you're kind of trucking along, you know, you feel it. But man, oh man, when you're in a boat, it's a whole new ball game, man.
Dude, yeah, we ran the boats when I was in the Navy for SEAL Team 8. That was one of our jobs. Yeah. And running a boat in the wintertime at 3:00 in the morning, it's just hard on you. So I can't even think. I can't even think running 100 miles an hour in choppy water, in straight water, much less choppy water, because you get thrown around. God,
big time. I remember the one time we're going across Lake Ontario and the wind kicked up, and I would say there were maybe 4.5 foot, maybe 5 foot swells, and we're just trucking. I'm driving, and this boat did not have separate throttles, so whoever the driver was had it all. Yeah, I hit one. I jumped most probably 3 or 4. When I come down, I mean, it was fucking hard. Yeah, and I looked over, and my dad was gone. No, seriously. I thought he was over, but it was. He was laying on the floor. Oh, it just knocked his legs right out from him.
Yeah. God.
Oh yeah. At the time, it wasn't funny. After a couple beers at the end of the night, it was good.
Yeah, right. I mean,
when he was feeling better.
Oh man.
Who's his back surgeon? Maybe Lou needs a new guy. I mean, that's got to pay its toll.
Yeah, man, it's brutal on you. Yeah. It's brutal. God.
Ricky, let's get into the truck and how you build it, the specs on it. You know, where you got this jet engine, that type of thing. How long did it take to actually go from concept to getting this thing together?
We built that truck in 6 to 7 months.
That's fast.
So there was 2 guys, myself and another guy, Dan. And then there was my fiance, Christine, which took care of ordering all the parts, getting all the steel in, all the color combinations and the bone shaker and all that kind of stuff. So she took care of that. And then we just built the truck off there. I had a part-time guy, Bruce, that would help us out with it. And I mean, when you say it was literally drawn out on a napkin, it really, truly was. We just built it just as we went along.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Brad, bring up some of the pictures, Brad.
Yeah. So this truck here, what you're looking at right there, that's the old. It used to be called Pyro. And I purchased that truck out of Fort Lauderdale years ago. And it was, again, a mid-'80 build. And, you know, I knew nothing about jets, man, nothing. So it was a good entry level, we'll say. And it ran a J34. So that motor is like this big compared to this big. And so Christine and I, we went across certain places in Canada and whatever. We were hired. And we ran the truck just and tried to learn what a jet's all about. Because I was totally clueless. Right?
Yeah.
Then this is that engine sitting right there. That's just a dummy engine. So it's all together, but that's not the one that's in the truck right now. But I had to the guy on Craigslist that I bought it from, no, that's not true.
Go on Craigslist.
Was he Middle Eastern? Was he Middle Eastern?
No, he was Russian. They can get anything.
I couldn't understand him. I just paid the bill.
Comrade.
I just kept shaking my head. Yeah. That's
so. Let's go back to the mock-up of the engine laying in there. What the hell are you thinking, man? I'm looking at this going, God damn. You know?
Yeah.
So we just took the measurements of the engine and the truck and what we wanted to be, and we laid them out. I don't know what other pictures you may have, but we laid it out on the floor. Yeah, that's getting and mocked it all up, and then just started to cut pieces and put it all together. I mean, properly.
Yeah. Was there ever a concern that you were going to mount that thing and it was going to work its way loose with all the power that it had, that you couldn't make a mount strong enough to hold it in place, or no?
No, we used the original mounting. Yeah. So there's 2, 4, 6 mounting pads on it. Yeah. So every one is locked up tight. So there's no give at all. None.
Man.
Okay.
None.
How much fuel you burning? What's that take to run that down the road? What's it cost?
So, it all depends on hang time. So in that one video where you saw the flames and it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
After that, whatever. But with something like that, you'd be around 100 to 120 gallons of fuel that all burn in 1/4 mile pass.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, my afterburner, fuel, and my external pump, I've got 4-5 lines that are 2.5 inches, and they're just going. So
that's crazy.
Did you get that right the first time, or did you just mock it up from what you saw?
He obviously got it right the first time. It's obviously got it right the first time. Johnny's here talking to us.
No, I'm talking about.
Tells me that thing would go boom.
I would have choked out. 2.5 inch line.
Whoa,
that's huge.
Listen,
I'm guessing you're using the tanks that we see on the side of it there.
So those are custom. They're actual transport truck tanks, except we had to cut a portion of them off to make everything fit inside the trailer. So the cool factor about the truck, it's low. It's right low to the ground. It's pretty much a full size cab. It's 29 feet long from front to back. I mean, the engine alone is 16 and a half feet long at 3,300 pounds. So it's just insane.
So what engine is that?
So that is a General Electric GE J79, and that engine is one of the original engines that ran in the F4 Phantom fighter jet.
That thing's got some juice, man.
Yeah.
The F4 was a hot rod, man.
It was the hot rod. Yep.
Yeah. And how much power does that thing put out then? That's a lot of stuff.
It's 18,000 horsepower. And it's 36,000 pounds of thrust.
Oh my God.
And that's no bullshit. You can look it up. That's just the way it is.
Wow.
So it is insane. So
I got to go for a ride.
Oh, you got to, no, really, seriously. I'm going to get you in there, and I promise you I'll come and pick you up. 100%.
That is so awesome.
Ricky, what's that feel like going? Is it lift up? You ever have it float? Has it been consistent? What's it like? Explain what that feels like.
Okay, so what it is, it's totally different than any race car. From my top dragster to a nitro car, it's completely different because it's all thrust. You're being pushed, So the how do I explain it exactly other than once you shit your pants? Okay, so the first 60 feet. This first 60 feet is nothing because it's when you're on a jet at an airport and the thing's starting to go down, trucking down the runway, just at the beginning, there's really nothing.
Right.
Then it starts to pull hard, right? Well, with this jet, after the 60 feet, maybe 100-foot mark, then it starts to really pull. And then from there, it just keeps pulling. So by the time I'm at 700-800 feet, you're sucked back, and it just wants to keep on going. So when I get to the 1,000-foot mark, it just wants to keep on going. It hasn't even started to work yet.
Man.
Right? I mean, it's just starting to come alive. So when we do air shows and we race airplanes, I'll be running. There you go. So that picture right there will be right at the finish line. That's 2,500 feet. So I can let it all hang out at the 25, because it's a 5,000 foot runway.
Yeah.
So that's at the 2,500 foot mark. Right there, I'll be sitting at about 275.
Wow. That is so crazy.
And it is a boat. It is just like, it's just all over the place,
man. Good God.
It is.
So how long, I mean, I met you 4 years ago. How long have you been running this thing?
I think when we met, I think that was the first year build. We just finished it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we just finished it. So once we got that, then we got it out that season and then just started to get all the bugs and kinks and everything out of it. And then right after that, we got a pretty decent year in, and then COVID came in and then messed everything up for everybody.
Okay, so I got to ask, because I mean, that thing's not cheap to tote around, and it's certainly not cheap to run it down the track.
No.
Do you? I mean, you got to find sponsors for that thing. Has anyone come along to help you out with that? Because that's a lot of money.
It is. Yeah. Now we're hired exhibitions, so tracks, events. If they wanted any event, a car show, a SEMA show, they wanted to have something totally different, they could hire us, put their name on whatever, and we'll be there. And then Kicker just came on board last week. There you go. And so what we're doing here is we're going to outfit the trailer with a Kicker system, and so right there. And then when Bone Shaker's sitting beside there, we can start rock the house out and have a good time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So you look for traditional sponsors, but you mostly go through like the show promoter then, right? At the track, you talk to whoever owns the track or the track promoter. And then you also look for when I say conventional sponsors, I mean like, drag racers do. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, it can be from tools to, a wrap company to whatever. If it's tires, whatever the case may be, it all can be put to that, because this is part truck, part jet.
Right.
So whatever you're working on, I mean, the tools have to work on both sides. Now, once you get into the J79, there are some specialty tools that are actually made or purchased for that. But in the most cases, it's not. Right. So, the conventional way, and, think out of the box. Like I say, the Kicker is, 170 decibels, which is a fighter jet. So, and that's what we run. So it's a good mix.
So you're out of Canada. You've traveled all the way down to Mexico to do some gigs, right? Throughout the United States. We have your your events laid out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Ricky, have you ever had anybody ask you to do something totally stupid? You're like, what? I'm not fucking doing that.
we do car burn downs. So we get hired that, they're having a demolition or a 4x4, a monster truck event or whatever. Matter of fact, we've got a couple of those this year. Motor Mile is one. Buck Motorsports is another. And they put a couple cars out there and we burn the shit right out of these things. There is nothing left. And it's cool. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
I can imagine.
Oh, it is.
That's nuts, man. So, John, you got to talk about the traveling. Mexico, come on. We're in Mexico.
It's Monterrey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Monterrey. So it's 2 hours from the border, and I have to tell you that they are stand up, man. I mean, You want to talk about being a rock star? I mean, Christine and I was just in awe when we got there. It was just incredible. But they help you right across the border. They're with you all the way through. It's a 2-hour drive in. You hang out there for a couple of days. You do your thing and whatever. You turn around, you come back. It gets you right to the border, right to the U.S., right on through.
Dude,
that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I said, I mean, at the beginning, it was like, do we not? How does this all work and whatever? But, you know, I got pretty much assured that everything is going to be cool. And it really, truly was. And we're to be back there again May 1st.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Before the show, Lou was hitting up about the truckers lining up and protesting, and you're out of Canada, and there were talks of, I haven't been following the news of it out of town, but
the Freedom Convoy.
Those guys doing it here, huh?
The Freedom Convoy. That's what it's called.
Free choice, man. It's up. That's what they're there for. They're not there to do anything more than free choice, man.
It's awesome.
To take the hit or don't take the hit.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think they broke the Guinness World Records of the longest. I swear to God. Yeah, I think so. It's the longest convoy or whatever ever to mankind.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, there was a video I was watching where up in Montana, the border up there, that they had a bunch of trucks were there too. A lot. Like they did a drone shot, and it was a really big amount of trucks. But the cops, the RCMP, were going to have the trucks towed. So they called some tow trucks. The tow trucks showed up, and they were like, we're going to stay with the trucks. So they pulled in and started protesting with the trucks. And then a bunch of farmers showed up, and they showed these farmers going around the RCMP cars and driving to go hang out with the trucks. So I think it's kind of backfiring on the government. They just need to let them, just need to give them the choice. That's all. Because I don't think they're going to win this.
Yeah, man. I heard this weekend there's going to be another bunch are heading down there. So,
dude, they got to rotate out. Think about it. They got to rotate out.
Yeah.
I mean, if a guy's got to get some runs in to make his truck note, then he's going to come back. That's what's going to happen. And they said that there was a video that I was watching. It was oh God, I can't remember whose video it was, but there was a video on YouTube, and this guy said that there was like $7 million in a GoFundMe page for the truckers so they can make sure they had food and fuel and the people were there could get fed. And they said in the video, they said that the Canadian government put the kibosh on it. They can't access the money.
Wow.
Yeah, they're trying to shut them down so they can get them out of there. So I don't know how. That's what this guy was saying on the video.
That's communism. That's communism. Be able to control things. The world's going crazy. It really has. In a short period of time, the world has gone crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's because they don't want to hear no one else's opinion. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
It's all about control. It's not even the opinion. It's about the control. I mean, I don't want to go too far into it, but you see the shit that's happening to Joe Rogan by having somebody's opinion come on, these high level doctors.
Yeah.
And they're acting like misinformation. I'm like, that's censorship.
Yeah.
There's nothing other than that.
Yeah.
And now I saw today they're about to approve the vaccine for kids that are less than 5 years old. And I'm sitting there watching and thinking, how many kids have actually had a problem that they need to be vaccinated? And they're talking about making it mandatory to be able to go to school. And then the question is with the vaccine, it hasn't been tested because there's no time to test it. They don't know what the long-term effects are on this kid.
They don't have a clue.
Yeah. Whether it works, doesn't work, that whole thing. And they already know in most cases, it's not effective like they thought it once was. Well, if you got it, you can walk around, take your mask off. Remember to tell Biden, take your mask off. You've been vaccinated. You got the 3 shots.
Yeah.
And he's like, and finally he did. And then they come out and they tell you, that you can still transmit it. You can still get sick. You can still this, still that. And I'm thinking, I was talking to Ray the other day. I said, it's only a matter of time before they turn to safety and go, we were wrong about that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not safe.
Yeah.
Because all the other drug commercials were always had a list of side effects here in the States. I don't know how it is up there on TV, Ricky, with you guys. But here, when you talk about a drug, there's about 10 seconds, 20 seconds worth of, it can cause blah, 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 blah. It's everything from suicide to liver problems to heart issues to this.
You have the same thing.
They got around that crap by saying, go to this website to get fully educated on this vaccine nonsense. Never talked about, and all the commercials were all pro. I want to see you live. I want to see this. It wasn't ask your doctor. It wasn't the same type of commercials. I'm like, something is up here. Why the change?
This guy I know, I was talking to him today. His wife got the shot and her whole face broke out. I mean, it's like sunburn, but it's so bad. Her face is peeling, like her whole nose is blood red, like it's ready to burst, and her cheeks, everything. And that was a side effect. I was like, that's crazy. Because he showed me the picture. I'm like, dude, that's just like, there's something wrong.
Listen, I was shoulder to shoulder at Barrett-Jackson, and I'm standing in the middle, no mask, nowhere, Arizona. Some of the places, like the hotel, they made you wear it, although I walked through without it because I'm thinking I was just in the middle of thousands of people. I'm like 10 feet from the closest person in the hotel. But I'm thinking to myself, if I didn't walk away from Barrett-Jackson with this corona, I'm either the luckiest guy on the planet or I got about another 24 hours before it kicks my ass and jumps on my back. But I'm okay. I'm not
Were
sick.
You drinking?
Oh, yeah, I was drinking. They gave me 20 drinks a day, Lou. I got up to like 18. I got up to like 18 before I tapped out, so I can't do it.
You won't get it.
I was drinking Monster and vodka.
Alcohol in your system, you're good.
Oh, yeah.
You had just enough blood in your alcohol system to fight it off.
I was glowing. I tried to ring it out and get all 20 in. And then at some point they stopped counting. They were like, here, just take the drinks. I'm like, yeah, you read me pretty good. Here's a 20. Keep it fair. It was a fun time, though. God, back to where we were.
So what kind of maintenance do you have to do on that thing, Ricky? There's got to be some kind of maintenance.
You know what? The jets are pretty much made for 22,000 hours up in the air. So, really? Yeah. So it's not like the nitro car, not like the top dragster, not like the boat, nothing like that. I mean, that's the beautiful thing that Christine and I can run this on just her and I. And, your batteries are the most important thing on starting the jet. You've got about a window of 20 to 25 seconds. If it doesn't light off in that amount of time, you've depleted all your batteries. So I've got 4 batteries. So it's 52 volts. And they're the D size. So they're like 125 pounds each. I have 4 of those. I'm plugged in. And I start to roll it over. And at around 10 to 15%, I throw on the igniters, and then it starts to catch up. But if it does not fire, like I say, in 20 seconds, you're done. You're out. You've got to go and recharge all the batteries again.
That's crazy. So do you do 2 shows a night when you
2 shows a night? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said one time when we met. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had that many hours before they needed maintenance.
There's really,
that's crazy.
There's just really nothing to do because everything is an internal. So if something goes wrong, it's really gone wrong.
Got it.
Right? Yeah. So everything on the outside is you've got a pump, you've got solenoids, you've got a lot of electrical there. So it would most probably be somewhere on the outside.
So the big question is how come the international cab? What was the reason for that? Was it laying in the field somewhere?
It's cool. I mean, that truck, that cab, I don't know how many people have come up to me throughout the years and say, man, my dad used to drive one of those. My grandfather used to drive one of those. It was the old cement mixer, and back in the day, everybody, they didn't want it. If it sat in the yard, nobody wanted to drive it, right? Now you take a look at this thing and it is just old school cool.
That's so awesome.
That's
so awesome.
Yeah.
We need to get you a K100 cab over cab to put on.
That'd be awesome.
For the next incarnation.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The big bug sleeper. Flat nose, totally flat up front. Oh yeah.
We'll build it.
Pushing the bounds of aerodynamics. Pushing a brick down the track. God, that's
Rick. What else are you working on? You got any other cars in the shop, or is that like your thing? Just the truck?
No, this is it. Yeah, this is it. I mean, it's in my shop right now. We're just getting it ready for this season. And mostly just cosmetic stuff, going through, throwing new pads in the brakes, all that kind of stuff, and pretty much it's good to go.
Yeah. Is Kicker your only sponsor? Or you got other sponsors? No,
Kicker's my only sponsor as of right now. Okay. Of course, the window's open, the door's open. Hopefully, if anybody wants to, rock it out, man, this is a different way.
How do people get a hold of you for sponsorship, and how do people get a hold of you to do a gig?
So everything is through boneshakerjettruck.com. Okay. And that's on Facebook, email, whatever. So, that's the easiest way to get a hold of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, we're on Instagram also. And that's on Bone Shaker Jet Truck.
Okay.
And everything is Bone Shaker Jet Truck.
Okay. That's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. We got it. When are you supposed to be going to ATCO? Do you know yet?
We're in June.
Yeah, June 4th. We got the list.
Yeah, what's your and from that list, you
updated it.
Yeah, I've updated it, and there's still dates available. We'll run right up to November, October if it's down south. So we travel anywhere.
Yeah.
There's some guys in the exhibition, they only cover the east or the west or whatever. We pretty much go anywhere. We're going to be all the way out to Nova Scotia and all the way down to Mexico. So it doesn't get any farther than that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Motor Mile, West Virginia. That's probably close to you, Lou, as far as ATCO, of course, is near me. He's in Ohio, Indiana, New York, Ontario, Michigan, Nova Scotia, up in Canada. Yeah, you got a lot of dates.
Where in West Virginia is the Motor Mile, John?
Motor Mile Speedway just says West Virginia. I don't know.
Okay, because I'm 4 hours from Charleston, West Virginia.
That'd be awesome, man. If you could make it out, do you think you'd be okay by then?
I don't know. To be honest with you, they're putting rods in me and everything. They're doing all kinds of hard work.
We're used to that, aren't you? Or no?
What, the 4-hour drive?
The rods.
You're making some nice titanium ones now.
Hey, now. What are they talking recovery, Lou? Are you going to be back at it? Are you down and we'll be sending you gift cards saying, get well soon and shit?
If the doctor said if everything goes right in 90 days, all the bone that's supposed to grow back will be grown back.
That's pretty quick.
And then it's just a matter of doing the therapy and all the other stuff. But he said it takes typically about 6 months.
That's fast too.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things. They're basically going to cut big chunks of my spine out so they can put the rods in. That's what they're going to do.
Did you tell him to make you a couple inches taller or no?
Not yet. I'm going to do that on Tuesday. I'm going to ask him if he can. Yeah. Maybe I can get to 6 foot.
Ricky,
I got to ask,
Ricky, there's a Hot Wheels getup that you were putting together. Tell us about what's happening there.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Well, would this not be a cool Hot Wheels?
Yeah.
I mean, really, take a look at that.
Yeah.
So we put that together. It's a mock-up. It's not real right now, but we've just been trying to knock on their door and saying, look, man, this would be a really cool truck and whatever to make into a Hot Wheels. So that's what we're trying to do. And we get it up on Facebook and we get a whole bunch of people talking about it and sharing it and everything. And, hey, the phone call might come and say, yeah, man, we want to, put something together here. So
that'd be cool.
You know what
I'll tell you.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
You should actually film a couple of the kids in the audience the next go around.
Yeah.
They're holding ears and checking it out because that's their target right there. Actually, it's adults now too. But if you were to do that and then show the video of the truck actually in action, sometimes you got to dumb it way down and go, listen, this is what this is. And you can't assume that they know what they're looking at.
True.
Right.
True.
Right.
I mean, for real, but it would be badass. That would be, that's it's real life. It's not like you're, fabbing something else up with a dream. It's there.
No. We at a lot of the races, all of the races, we get all kinds of people saying, hey, do you guys got any like little cars or whatever in the case may be? And I'll bet you per event, I would most probably go between 300 to 500 of those things each event.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
We sell out of t-shirts and hats and tattoos are free and everything. But we go through all that stuff like it's like water.
Yeah. Yeah. It fits.
Yeah.
It
people just want an attachment on it. So
have you heard back at all? Have they said no, or they're just
no, I haven't heard anything yet. No.
I know they
even actually put a remote control thing together, to have maybe get one made as a remote control, right out of the box, not with a real jet, but along those lines.
Like an RC car.
Yeah. An RC car, but a jet truck.
You need to find that guy. You need to find that guy that builds those mini V8s and get him to build your mini jet engine so you can do an RC car.
The thing take off.
Awesome.
There it goes.
That'd be pretty crazy.
Have them do 3 of them because you're going to trash a couple of them. Wings on it.
No, we're going to race them. Hell with that. We want to get one each too, so we can all race. How many people are running 3 wide in the jet trucks? Come on.
Could you imagine this thing at the 3 wide deal, man? That would just be so cool for entertainment purposes, obviously.
Yeah.
But it'd be really cool.
They'd probably never have you at the 4 wide tracks. It just they probably wouldn't do that. I don't know. Don't make.
They do have jets. Eh?
I need to hook you up with Ed, the guy at the Speedway, because they do the auto fair here. And he's in charge of the garage area, putting all the show cars in. He'd probably have you come out because he's always looking for shit that kids love.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll reach out to him. That would
be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. And one thing about Bone Shaker, when we built it for every aspect that it would be cool. So when I'm getting towed back, my stacks, I can operate them without the engine running. So I hit a button and it's 25, 30 foot high flames that come out of the stacks. So I can do that on command anytime I want. So that's it right there. I hit those things, man, and you got to see people jump out of their boots. That's awesome. It is.
That's got to be something live. Really.
Yeah.
You could feel that. I've been there with jet engines. You could feel it. You can hear it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it, especially in the dark.
Yeah, it's cool.
And the J79 is like no other. It's the biggest engine NHRA will allow. So, it just doesn't quit. When we come off that afterburner, back on, off, it is just, I don't know. People think they're actually having a heart attack, and that's why it is Bone Shaker. It'll shake you right out of the seats.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's just so crazy.
Yeah.
Man, it's just cool though. It's so cool.
It's different.
So John, if you go, you want to go for a ride?
I don't know.
You want to do a ride?
I'll watch you. I don't know.
What, John? What?
Listen, the 2 passes. He goes, what am I got to do? Sit in the back? What am I hanging on?
You can do one. I do one. I don't see what the problem is. That's 2 passes.
Yeah, it's like 500 gallons. What are you going to tell you, Ricky?
He does 2 passes a show. You can do one. Ricky, I think John's having a problem. He's a victim of the Philadelphia area school system. He can't figure out 2 passes means 2 separate riders. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't understand it personally.
I got you.
I think,
but I'm scared. I'm scared.
So Lou, you get him there. We'll get him.
We'll get him in.
We'll get him in.
You want to go to West Virginia? You're going to go to ACO. Where are we going?
Whichever one I can go to, I'm going to.
Make sure they give you some Oxy or something because you're going to need it. I'll bring a Jack Daniels. We'll have a party.
This shit will be made for TV, man. This will be great entertainment, man. I'm telling you.
And give us something to talk about. Look at us. We were 2 jackasses over the weekend. For real. Come back, her hair be singed like that cartoon, like a bomb roll from the dude. I was standing behind it. I don't know what happened.
You'll be in the truck like this, John.
Bring some fucking marshmallows. Bring some marshmallows. Big ones, like this big ones. Gotta get them custom made and shit. We'll have a blast.
Man.
You know what we'll do, John? He'll have the stereo in the car. In the truck, when you're running, we'll play I Think I'm Turning Japanese by the Vapors.
Yeah.
So your eyes will be, everything will be pulled back.
We need a couple stripper poles on the top. There we go.
That's what you need to do. You need to put a heat shield around your stacks and build a deck so when you're getting pulled back, you can have strippers up there dancing.
Oh.
That's a totally different show. The kids are out.
Okay, different shows, different crowd. Sorry. I was just trying to help you out, Ricky.
I'm good. Don't need it.
Yeah, we'll destroy his image. It'd be like, no, he's not coming back. Ricky's done, not Ricky, especially Lou. Don't bring Lou back. We'll fuck it up for you, Ricky. Don't worry. Promise. You know what you're getting into. We're going to bring all the ghetto.
Hey, say I hung out with him for a few hours over a weekend. So yeah, he's
right. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. We'll have a blast.
That's funny.
Did you go when we were in Canada? Did you go with us to dinner the first night? I don't remember. Were you there?
To where?
A bunch of us went to dinner. You didn't go.
No, I think it was the Saturday night, the VIP deal that we all got together. In
that restaurant when the waitresses kept coming by. Were you there?
No.
Oh, dude. So it was funny because there was like 8 of us, John.
Yeah.
And we went to, it was a nice restaurant, like the Chop House or something like that. One of those steakhouses. And we're there and the waitress comes by. She gets our drink order. Another waitress brings half the drinks. Then a third one brings the other half of the drinks. And then another one shows up with half of the order for food. And then another one shows. We must have went through every waitress in the place. And finally, Ron goes, "Does anyone think that they're checking us out?"
Agents. Yeah, they're all
so
wired.
Then the last one that comes back, I forgot who it was, but one of us says to her, you smell like vanilla. So then we got on this whole conversation about this girl smelling like vanilla.
Oh boy. That's when the liquor was
just
flowing.
The craziest thing, man. It was crazy.
Let's bring up this old girl again while we're at it. There you go. Look. I see the front bumper, the back bumper. I'm on it. You know what I mean? You got a picture of her face somewhere, but yeah, we got it somewhere.
All right, so here's what we got to do.
There you go.
Our time is up.
She's cute.
Our time. Oh, she's a hottie.
Yeah, she's cute. Cute kid. She was smiley and happy. I mean, she seemed like I didn't talk to her.
All right, so here's the deal. Ricky, our time is up.
Okay,
and I hate to run you off, but here's what I want you to do. Okay. I want you to tell everybody where they can reach you.
Yep.
And then say goodnight because we're kicking you off.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, first off, I want to thank you guys, man, for having me on. I love it. Thank you. I have a great time. And to get a hold of me is boneshakerjettruck.com. And that's for booking, to check us out. Anything you need to know, there you have it.